This video offers an insight into the third phase, the model phase. In this phase, you can optimize the model and also define important settings and alignments. In the model phase, you work with the virtual model that was calculated using the recorded image catalogs. The step-by-step menu guides you through all 7 steps. We start off by processing the model. You will find handy functions for this in the tool palette on the right. For example, the Cut tool allows you to cut away unnecessary image areas. A blue line simulates the cutting line. Mark the start of the cutting line by clicking twice. Single-click to set further points. End the line by clicking twice again. Finish editing the model by clicking on the next step. The buckle bite registration is automatically created by CEREC Premium. In this view, check whether the jaws correlate correctly. This can be seen when both models are superimposed. In our example, they are correctly aligned and you can proceed directly with the next step. You can set the model axis here. This step is central to the ideal calculation of the initial proposal. For this, set the occlusal, mesial, and buckle alignment. In the buckle view, the incisal point and disto-buccal cusp of the first molar must be parallel with the horizontal guideline. Once you have set the model axis correctly, you can proceed with the next step. Now, adapt the jaw ridge line to the model. The orange line should correspond with the main jaw line. The blue points should be located on the interfaces between the anterior teeth, premolars, and molars. Then position the blue tooth number in the middle of the respective preparation. The jaw ridge line in our example is now adapted, and we can move to the next step, trim area. CEREC Premium trims preparations automatically. With intraoral scans, as seen here, a circle is drawn around the stump. Always check the other restoration elements as well. Once you are satisfied with the trim line, you can proceed with adaptation of the preparation margin in the next step. When a defined preparation margin can be clearly identified, this is marked automatically by CEREC Premium. Check this for all restorations. In case the preparation margin was not identified correctly, it can be corrected manually. To this end, open the blue line with a double click. Just as with the cutting out process before, the line now adheres to the cursor, and you can now draw the margin again. Set the line end by double-clicking. You can also check, and if necessary, adapt the attachment shoulder by applying the same principle. Activate the option via the tool palette. Upon ending, by double-clicking, the green line is displaced. Take a look at the attachment shoulder of the other restoration. If all the settings are correct, in the final step of the model phase, you can define the insertion axis. The insertion axis is also automatically proposed by CEREC Premium. If you are not satisfied with the proposal, you can adapt it. Check whether this insertion axis results in undercuts. Undercuts are marked in yellow. In case you want to change the position manually, move the arrow over the preparation until the insertion axis is ideally defined and the colored marking has disappeared. For bridges, you can also redefine the insertion axis of each individual stump. For this, select the desired element in the restoration selector. If only one stump is selected, the slide-in unit can only be set in a buccolingual direction. Also, define the insertion axis for the other restoration elements. To check whether the insertion direction collides with the adjacent tooth, you can superimpose a cylinder that symbolizes the subsequent crown. For this, open the tool palette and activate the function to display the insertion axis hull. You can now see the insertion axis cylinder. By using the slider, the width of the cylinder can be adjusted. After optimization of the insertion axis, we have now reached the end of the model phase. Pressing the double arrow takes you to the design phase, which is the focus of the next video. Thank you very much for your attention. We would like to wish you every success while working with CEREC Premium.